A lot of people are still walking out there with mental trauma because of things that have happened to them when they were kids. Things like being sexually abused by family members, things like being molested by family friends, things like being taken advantage of by strangers. And one of the main reasons why they are still dealing with those things is because when they finally reached out to their parents, three things usually happen. They either get told to shut up, you don't know what you're talking about. Number two, they usually get beat up because they are lying. And three, some parents have actually managed to look the other way because the person who was taking advantage of their kids was the only way for them to change their social status. And as critical this might sound, things like that have been happening in our society for far too long. And when a child decided to reach out to their parents for security, but the parents decide to do the complete opposite of providing them with that security, four things usually happen. The first one, this child is gonna become an adult without a voice. They're gonna live their entire lives not having a voice because in their mind, anytime they are willing to tell the truth, something bad is gonna happen to them. So those kids gonna live their entire lives living in the shadow because they do not want to ever tell the truth, because every time they try to tell the truth when they were little, they would get beat up. So therefore, there's no need for them to ever tell the truth because there would be consequences. The second thing that usually happens is that this person is gonna live their life in a constant depression, suicidal thoughts, and that's one of the reasons why some people would find it easier to take their lives because in their mind it will be better that way. The third thing that usually happens is that this person could also become a bully. Bully not because they want to, a bully because they become a mad dog. They realize that their parents couldn't give them that security they needed, therefore they're gonna provide themselves with that security out of fear. They do not want the same thing to ever happen to them, so anytime somebody trying to get in their lives, anytime somebody trying to be good to them, good or bad, they don't care, they're gonna become a mad dog out of fear. This is the reason why sometimes you might find people being so overprotective of themselves, not because they want to, it's because of the things they've been through. Therefore, they will do anything to protect themselves from whoever. And the fourth thing that usually happens, which is the worst, is when somebody decides to be submissive because they're always looking for that security. They're always looking for that validation. They're always looking for somebody to rescue them. Despite how the person could be treating them, they will rather stay with that person instead of having to deal with that mental trauma because it could be too miserable to be alone with their demons. And unfortunately, things like that happen far too often to the point where your best friend might be dealing with the same thing, but they never told you anything. Your coworker might be dealing with the same thing, but they never told you anything. People that we see around us every day, the person that you're currently dating might be going through that same thing, but you don't know anything about it. And that's why you're gonna find people reacting from things that have happened to them in the past without knowing exactly why they are reacting the way they are reacting. And that's why it's important as a parent, you need to provide your kid with constant security. A lot of people think about security in a physical way, something that you can see. Most of the time, the one security you could provide to your kid is attention. The one security you could provide to your kid is the mental security. The one security you could provide to your kid is to listen to them, investigate, and see what they were talking about, if it was true or not. Because as a parent, if you are not willing to do those things, you don't even need to have kids around you. Because too many people are still dealing with mental trauma, things that have happened to them in the past, simply because their parents didn't find it important for them to tackle those problems when they happen. So those kids ended up growing up not knowing anything about life, including themselves. And that's why I always tell folks, if you are dating somebody, make sure that you find the source of the person before becoming a couple. There are a lot of things you won't know about that person until they are willing and feeling vulnerable to open up to you. Until you get to that level of trust with that person, there are a lot of things that are going to happen in the relationship that you will never understand why the person decided to do them. And that's why it is so important to take time to get to know each other. The idea that money is the motive, take that away from your kids. Yes, please. The idea that money is the motive, take that mindset away from your kids. Money is not the motive, because a lot of people that are rich right now, when they thought that money was the motive, money was going to bring them happiness, money was going to bring them love, money was going to bring them everything, by the time they got rich, they realized that money couldn't buy any of those things. And if you lived your life with the foundation that money is the motive, you're going to hit rock bottom by the time you finally get rich. You're going to realize that all the things, all the sacrifice, all the things that you were thinking that money was going to be able to buy you was just a lie. Money is conveniency. Money is going to make life convenient for you so you could pursue other things that are going to help you mentally in a spiritual level. So the idea that money is the motive is the first thing that you need to stop teaching your kids. Stop telling your kids that you need to have money for you to find a good woman. You won't find a good woman because you have money. You'll be able to buy a woman's time with your money, but love will have nothing to do with it. You'll just have somebody because you have money, but money won't guarantee you a good woman. Money won't guarantee you a good love life. Money won't guarantee you mental peace. Do not treat people badly because they don't have money. Understand the same respect that you are willing to give the CEO, you need to give that same respect to the janitor. Because regardless of the amount of money both of those people have, they still deserve respect. And the most important thing is that if you do not know how to invest your money, you could go back to being broke after being rich for one day. Teach your kids the importance of money without making it the most important things in their lives. Because a rich man is not rich if he's not rich with peace. A rich man is not rich if he's not rich with happiness. A rich man is not rich if he's not rich with love. Therefore, all the materialistic things that money can buy, money cannot buy all those three things that I just mentioned. And as parents, it's important that you help them understand the difference between what money is capable of and what money is. Because from the point you make them believe that money is everything, you automatically fail them as parents. And that's something you should definitely think about. The third and final thing I want to talk to you guys about is about mental health. I think it's important that you keep polishing your kids' mental health from an early age. I mean, the minute they start understanding a glimpse of life, it's time for you to start the process. It's time for you to help them protect their mental state at all times. Anything that could cost them their peace is too expensive. Anything that could take away their happiness is too expensive. Anything that does not have love in it is too expensive. It's important as parents to stay on your toes when it comes to your kids' mental health, because there's a new toxic trend that are going around our society, because a lot of people don't understand how important it is to protect their mental health at all time. That's one of the reasons why a lot of people think it's okay to treat other people as badly as they want to because they are not healthy mentally. It's your job as parent to help your kids understand when to walk away and when to stay. It's your job as parent to help them understand what's really good for them and what's really bad for them. It's your job as parent to help your kids understand anything that's gonna cause them the mental health is too expensive, because life is difficult enough for you to be losing your mental health over things that you cannot control. So please, after watching this video, you have homework to do. You have to provide your kid with constant security, you have to provide your kid with financial literacy, and you have to make sure that your kid's mental health is your number one priority at all time. Because if you don't do it, nobody will. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. If I've missed something in the process, feel free to let me know in the comments below. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Peace.